Today, we bring you another story of resilience, determination, and overcoming obstacles. She's the author of the book Two Lawyers, One Doctor, which chronicles the story of how three girls from one of the roughest neighborhoods in Jamaica were able to rise above the odds and be successful. But first, a message from Choose Life International.
15 years ago, a spark of hope ignited in the hearts of two, Dr. Donovan and Faith Thomas. And today, Choose Life International stands as a beacon of inspiration and transformation. Celebrating 15 years of empowering lives, we've dedicated ourselves to helping people not just exist but truly live. At Choose Life International, we believe in the power of choice. The choice to embrace life's journey, to overcome obstacles, and to thrive. For the past 15 years, we've been there for you, providing the support and guidance you need to break free from all limitations. Our dedicated team of mentors, counselors, and volunteers has been the driving force behind our success. Together, we have seen countless lives being transformed. We have witnessed the strength of emerges when we choose life, not just once, but every single day. Through stories of resilience, stories of triumph, and stories of change, we have learned that every life is a story worth celebrating. With Choose Life International, you're never alone on your journey. As we celebrate 15 years, we're not just looking back, but forward to the countless lives we will continue to impact. We implore you to choose life, to be a part of our mission to make the world a brighter, more vibrant place.
As we look back on the years, we recognize that God has given us the opportunity to be able to touch lives. Yes, helping people live has been more than just a slogan. We can remember those days of the many people who were suicidal and have gotten help.
When I met Dr. Thomas, I was, I believe, 14, around that age, and I was dealing with suicidal issues because of everything that was happening in my life at the time. But to be honest with you, I don't see CLI as therapy. I'd like to think of it as a program which helps you to live.
I have seen lives change. I've seen hope restored. This is such a significant work, and I believe that what we are intending to do as we go global is going to be even more monumental.
We are here for purpose. Every person on the planet is here for purpose. And you may feel that you don't have any purpose, but I am here to tell you that you are born for purpose and you can live. You can choose life because there is a purpose for you to exist. And I want to encourage you to choose life.
Here's to 15 years of transformation and many more to come.
Welcome, Miss Kadine Bramwell.
Hi, Freddie. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. I'm so happy you're here.
I am so honored to be here today. I am extremely honored.
Let's start from the beginning. So your mom is giving birth, right? And it's your story. You tell it.
So my mom already has a child that's a daughter and a son. And so she met my dad and they're excited, happily married, and she finds out that she's having twins. Wow. It's okay. That's okay. So she plans for twins.
Right.
Now in the delivery room, she delivers the two. And the doctor says, "Mommy, I'm sorry, but there's another one. Push again." Push? How can she push again? There's no more space. My mother wanted to faint. That's what I was told.
Yes,
but she did. She delivered a third born.
Wow.
We believe it's Colette. It's not me. It's the middle child, Khalid.
Right.
And so then my father named us Kadine, which is me, Khalid, and Colette.
Beautiful.
And so that's the Bramwell triplets genesis.
Yes.
Twins that turned out to be triplets.
But you're forgetting something important. What happened to your dad in the delivery room?
Oh my, bless his soul. So my dad actually fainted.
Oh my
He
Lord.
fainted. It's understandable. You have to understand. Back then, they're in Tivoli. They're struggling
Yes.
financially to put
Yes.
food on the table.
Yes.
He's preparing for twins. At the sound of the third cry, he fainted. It's understandable.
Yes, 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 yes. But I must say, though, that your parents are very strong.
Yes.
You know, raising 5 children
Yes.
is not easy. My eldest sister has 5 kids, and I don't know how she does it. I have no idea how she does it. And they're well behaved, and I don't even hear no fighting, no bickering, nothing. They're just really good. But I lift my hat to her, and I lift my hat to your parents.
It's not easy. And my mom always tells the story that, when she's feeding the 2 of us, the third one just sits quietly and waits. It's as if we already sense, wait, you need patience in this game.
Yes,
And so we would
yes,
take
yes.
turns.
Yes. That's interesting. So I am a mom of 3 small boys under the age of 7. And my eldest, when I had him, and I would be, as a new mom, you're busy trying to get things done. And it was time to nurse him. And I would say, just give me a few. And it's like he understood.
And would wait.
And he would wait. But if I was taking too long, you better believe that he's going to cry. He's like, something is wrong here. But it's amazing. I think babies are just smart.
Yeah. And we would always just wait in turn.
Yes, yes. Amazing. Okay. All right. So, by the way, I was looking up what are the odds of having triplets?
I have been told that it skips a generation. And so it should be my children that may have triplets.
Right.
Definitely neither myself nor my sisters.
Yes.
It's the hope and we trust God.
I love
We're
that.
believing God for that one.
Okay. What inspired you to just write your story? What inspired you?
To be honest, my heart was broken. My
Yes.
heart was broken. So I visited Jamaica while in college, while in law school. And I would be amongst my cousins and friends. I would visit Tivoli Gardens. And I noticed that there was no drive. There was no passion. Everyone was just settling for less. It was almost as if we were just an anomaly.
Yes.
A miracle that
Yes.
could not be reproduced.
Yes.
And for many years, I struggled and I had to ask the question, maybe we are just the miracle.
Yes.
Maybe we just got lucky.
Yes. Yes.
And when I finally came home after COVID for 2 years because I could work remotely, I realized that I wasn't lucky. It was
Yes.
not a miracle.
Yes.
It was actually hard work, hoping, hardship, being intentional that got us to where we are. And I wanted to write the book to be a representation to folks in the inner city, to give hope, what it looks like, even when you don't know how it's going to turn out, how the funds are going to come. Perhaps if I just do the work, what I'm hoping for will come to pass in due time.
Yes.
And so I would begin to write chapter after chapter.
Yes.
And that's how it started.
Yes. And we were talking about earlier, a lot of these families in the inner city communities, or even those who are faced with poverty, they don't have a lot of support in terms of positive words being spoken. So it's very inspiring for them to see you. And you actually have a template saying, listen, this is how you can achieve this. You have a dream. It can happen to you.
That is so correct. So my father would always say to us as young children, triplet, a star will shine no matter what. Like, what does he mean? Stars? Stars don't live in Tivoli Gardens.
I think you also need to break that down because it's international. So there are a lot of persons who are watching that don't understand patois.
So what he was saying, English is triplet. You guys are stars that shine no matter what.
Yes.
That's what he was also saying.
Yes.
And we just heard it and did not pay attention, to be honest.
Yes.
And so we did not value education. We
Yes.
rather to play with our friends. We attended school because if we didn't, we would get a nice beating. But aside from that, studying, why? What's the reason? My dad is doing carpentering work or masonry work and my mother does house cleaning.
Yes.
What am I really trying to do here?
Yes.
I'm not accustomed to it.
Yes.
And so we
yes.
did not value education. I was not a star. I did not feel like a star. And I would idle my time. So with
Wow.
my sisters, the irony is, just as how we look alike,
Yes.
our personality is alike. So if one
Yes.
failed, all three of us likely to fail in
Wow.
academics or whatever it is.
Right.
Our genes is that strong.
I know.
Yes.
It's amazing.
And so when he would say, triplet, you guys are stars that shine no matter what, it started something as a seed that over the years experiences would plant as something that would demolish, oh, I don't feel like a star, or another thing would come and say, okay, maybe I feel like a star in this instance. But as I look at the culmination known today, when my father planted that seed, the importance of young children and planting the seed, because I also mentioned in the book that the inner city breaks most people that it touches. And that's what I had seen in Tivoli and other inner city communities, broken people, hopeless people. And I wrote this book to give hope. I wrote it to give hope.
And it will. You spoke about, you saw an example of others. Tell me about that.
And so, despite the fact that my father, bless his soul, would always say to us, I needed to see it, to value it. And Tivoli Gardens turned out to be a miraculous experience for us, because Tivoli is a non-traditional high school in Jamaica.
Yes.
And technically, kids who don't perform as well as other students end up going there. So you're considered low-performing students to an extent.
Yes.
And when I got to Tivoli, I had no ambition. I was just going to get lunch money, if there's lunch money, and go back home. At Tivoli, though, I saw something that was very interesting. I saw young people taking their academics seriously. I could not believe it. I was bewildered, like, why?
Yes.
Why? I'm not talking just attending classes and getting an A.
But actually putting in the work.
Putting in the work and having plans beyond high school. Some wanted to go to University of Technology or the University of the West Indies. And I'm like, how are you going to afford it?
Yes.
But it didn't bother them at that stage.
Yes.
And I must be honest, it's a small group of students.
Yes,
I'm talking probably less than 5.
Yeah.
But just one makes the difference.
Yeah.
And it gave me hope.
Yeah.
A baby hope.
Yeah.
A baby hope. And I began to question, should I try? Because I wasn't trying before.
Right.
Should I try? And so I decided to take one CXC subject. I took social studies.
Yeah.
And again, we're triplets. Like, Kadine, you taking social studies? Kadine, take it as well. Colin, take
Yes,
it as well. We just followed each other wherever we went.
Support.
Yes, and it worked out well in our favor.
Right.
Because I took it, my sisters took it,
Yes.
and we all did well. I was like, oh my God.
You are able to do
I
it.
am able to do it. I am able to actually succeed at my academics. Just that one in 9th grade.
We always, I mean, you hear put one foot in front of the other.
Yes.
Just put one foot in
Yes.
front of the other. And they persons would encourage others to just start small, achieve, and then that will fuel your confidence.
Yes.
And that's what happened with you three.
Yes. We had to crawl before we could walk.
Yes.
And that's what we did.
Yes.
We crawled.
Yes. And then what happened after that?
And so after CXC in 9th grade social
Right.
studies, we saw a flicker of hope. And so let's
Yes.
try it again.
Yeah.
So this time we did human and social biology. And I
Yes.
was like, let me try physical education as well.
Yeah.
At that point, I began to develop a track where I wanted to take less CXCs in 11th grade, so final grade.
Okay.
So I was saying, okay, let me do it in increments.
Yes,
And I took
yes.
my sisters again. So all of us did it and we passed again.
Yes.
And I'm not talking like a grade 3. We got distinctions, we got ones. And I was like, wow. And we got a 2 as well.
Yes.
Incredible. Absolutely incredible. This was the first time that we recognized our true potential. And I must also say, before the academics kicked in, like the ambitious side,
Yes.
we were involved in social activities. So the Peer Educators Club at that time at Tivoli Gardens High School was
Yes.
a phenomenal club for us.
Wow.
We were staying beyond the time period.
Yes.
Technically, you could idle if you wanted to, but while we would get homework finished, we would do peer work for the club,
Yes.
and then you started to develop this attitude of work and play. Before it was just play. Now we were doing it together. And it developed a muscle within us that by the time we would get to 11th grade,
Yes.
we were ready to take on the 8 and the 9 subjects all at once. Had we not done that,
Yes.
I think it would have been a very different thing for me, because I would be entering the final year of high school unsure of myself, unsure of my capabilities.
Yes.
But the incremental steps allowed us to see that we had the potential. The difference between students at traditional schools is that there's an expectation that they understand their value, they understand that they have the ability. For kids in the inner city, they need that reinforcement. They need to see just a flicker of hope. Let me try.
Yes.
Kids are not trying.
Yes.
They're not trying.
Because they're not required to. They don't need to.
Yes.
And you're right. Very little example, because you need to see persons who look like you.
Yes.
You know, in your book, you spoke about, I guess you were the first in your family, because your cousins and everybody was just the same. And then here, all three of you just said, enough is enough. I want something better.
Yes.
I can have something better.
Yes. When we graduated Tivoli Gardens High School, we already had maybe 3 to 4 generations of family members that already attended the school.
Yes.
What is there to say of them?
Yes.
Not much.
Yes.
And when we graduated, we had 31 CXC subjects together, combined.
Yes.
That had never been done in our family. Wow. It was history.
Wow.
It was history.
So, 2 lawyers, a doctor. What inspired you to go into law?
To be honest, I had no intention of being an attorney until I got to college.
Okay.
I didn't know what I wanted to become. I just started to realize I wanted to at least perform well academically.
Yes.
And so becoming a lawyer was in college, when I was doing different classes and activities and internships. I would intern with state government that in the United States. I said, I like this.
Yes.
I did history. I like that. I did writing. That's interesting. And the internships really allowed me to get a chance to say, wow, I want to be in this field.
Yes.
Being an attorney allows me to have such flexibility with not just law, but I can go into business. And I wanted the ability to be flexible in my professional capacity.
Yes, yes, yes. Wow. And what inspired your sister to do medicine?
That's actually because we had family members dying of cancer.
Okay.
A history of cancer.
Personal.
Yes. And she always was curious why and how can we cure it. And she from high school, Kadine has been that way. And to this day, she's still true to her dreams.
Wow.
Yeah.
So there is a phrase that you coined. Tell us about that.
So that's the calculated chance. Yes. And it's an interesting story. So when we were in high school, the Rotary Club of St. Andrew, Jamaica sent scholarship letters or made scholarship offers to students who were interested in studying overseas. And my sisters and I, if you read the book, you see the story and the backdrop of how we got the scholarship. Right. So I'm going ahead now to say that we have the scholarship.
Yes.
When I opened my letter, it says that success is where preparation meets opportunity. And we were prepared because we had the requirements.
Yes.
And so we were able to take advantage of the opportunity.
Yes.
Fast forward now, we're attorneys, all is great. And when I'm hearing the story from our mentor, Robert Drummond, of the challenges that they had to consider, the finances, what if this doesn't work out? Why go overseas compared to local universities? I was like, wow, they really took a risk. This was a serious risk. And I then said, wow, they took a risk. Yes. We had to do some intentional work on our side for it to coincide. Yes. And then I said, there's a calculated chance. Yes. It could be a calculated risk. It's the same thing. But calculated chance is the posture of intentionality.
Yes.
And being able to prepare yourself, because you never know what is behind the next door, the next opportunity.
Yes.
And you prepare from where you are with what you have. Position yourself for success.
Yes.
That's what it is. The Bramwell triplet took a calculated chance to become 2 lawyers, 1 doctor.
Yes. I like speaking about being intentional because a lot of persons, when they want change, they are not intentional. And being intentional meaning that you have to take steps. You have to be very purposeful in making that step and planning. Some persons think that you're just gonna drop into your into your lap. But what I love about your book is that you're saying it can happen to you, but guess what? There needs to be work. Work needs to be done.
Yes, yes.
And hard work. You stress on hard work.
Yes, yes. That is so correct. And I also go back, first thing I had said in the beginning is hope. So first we need hope. You see, once there's no hope, all what we're talking about, calculated chance and hard work, it's not going to happen because you wonder what is the point. It's futile. So once there's hope, then it begins to foster this ability where I want to be ambitious. I want to go after something. And once you have that,
Yes.
you're building the foundation for success.
Yes.
You're building something that you can't even see. So I mentioned earlier that it's hard to become what you've never seen.
Yes.
Right? That has been my story. That was the challenge for me to really launch out into success and to the young lady I am today. I needed to see it. And so once I recognize that it's possible for someone that looks like me, that comes from where I'm coming from, I could then move forward to hard work.
Yes.
I could then move forward. Though I don't see it, I'm still going after it. We wanted to go to graduate school.
Yes.
But there was no funding. And we were still moving as though we had the funding.
Yes.
And I coined the term fit to fund the journey.
Yes.
Because I had to move though I didn't see the money.
Yes.
I had to move, otherwise we would not be 2 lawyers, 1 doctor today.
But you know, that's still so amazing because a lot of times when we don't have the money, we stop. The dream just burns in flames and that kills the hope.
Yes. Finance is a great challenge, especially for low-income families. The thought that my sisters and I could both attend college at the same time was ridiculous in the beginning.
Right.
My mother was so concerned, bless her soul, so concerned.
Yes.
She would gather us and ask us, you want to go to college? Your parents.
Right.
So how about you work and then
Yes,
college?
yes,
And you would do it one after the other. Because it just did not make sense. It was, what are you thinking? Have mercy on me. And it's just a single mother. You know, and my guidance counselor said to my mother one day, Mommy, just let them continue working hard. You never know what will happen.
Yes.
She planted a seed as well.
Yes.
Because when the Rotary Club of St. Andrew made that offer, we didn't know about it.
Yes.
There wasn't even, you have a year to prepare and then you could apply.
Yes.
It dropped in our laps, and if you're ready or not, you're going to miss out. We had no clue. And this is why I think the calculated chance is so important.
Yes.
You never know what's going to happen. And you have to prepare as though you know. That's the truth.
Yes.
You're preparing as though you know, but you really don't know. But you're hoping that what you know will happen.
You know that we're almost out of time?
Oh, wow. Wow. This is what happens when I'm excited. Like, this is my story. And I'm so passionate about it because I'm hoping to see change.
And you will.
I am hoping to see people read this book and never quit on their dreams. I'm hoping that resilience is birthed. I'm hoping that despite rejection, despite hardship, you succeed against all odds.
Yes. Yes. I'm sure you can agree that where there's a will, there's a way. Never let your circumstances prevent you from excelling. Well said, Miss Bramwell. And just like that, we have come to the end of today's program. Thank you so much for tuning in this and every Thursday at 6:30 p.m. You can catch a rebroadcast on Saturdays at 6 p.m. Gear to Live is brought to you by Choose Life International and the kind sponsorship of Mercy and Truth Ministries. Visit us at www.chooselifeintl.org to learn more about our range of services to help you live a fulfilling life.